You're listening to Behind the Shield, giving you 15 minutes of inspiration, triumphs, and more with the Salvation Army.
Hello, this is Captain Ken Chapman. I'm the area commander of the Salvation Army of Orange and Osceola County, serving in this wonderful place we call Central Florida. And we come to you often giving you the behind the shield view of the Salvation Army and some of the things we do. And today we're going to focus on volunteers. And we have one of our star volunteers, who is Anita Newson, and she's done a lot of different things for the Salvation Army. We're going to discuss that for a few minutes. Anita, tell us a little bit about you and where you're from, what motivates you.
All right. Well, thank you, Captain, first of all, for this opportunity. My name's Anita Newson. I hailed here originally from the Midwest, but I consider my roots to be in Mississippi, where most of my family's from. So
Hold up. What part of Mississippi?
Byhalia, Mississippi. I know you and your wife served there.
We served in Jackson, Mississippi for 7 years.
Wow. So great area. And as many know, that is one of the poorest states in the Union. They fall at the bottom of a lot of things, so I'm very passionate about giving back to my state and just giving back in general. So,
well, you do a lot of that throughout the year for us here at the Salvation Army, and we're so proud of you. So there's a lot of things you've done. One of the most interesting things that I've seen you do, you're the right height and size to be our mascot, which could be either our pal Sal or Captain Kettle.
Yes. So you know what? That is one of the highlights. When the volunteer coordinator asked me to do it, I'm like, wait, why me? And mascot, I don't know how to do it. I don't have any experience. And his comment to me was, it's your personality. It just shows through whether you're behind the scenes or in front of the scenes. So when I did it my first time, and it was amazing, like to see how excited the kids are about a mascot. It brought me so much joy. You couldn't see it because I was in the uniform, but I love doing it. I was considered a star for doing it, but it just came natural to me because I love dancing. The first event that I did was the anti-bullying rally in Kissimmee. And so it was just amazing. I love it. And thank you guys for the opportunity.
Well, you are absolutely right that the personality makes the mascot. Of course, our pal Sal has a perennial smile on his face, so your joy does come through. But the person in the costume makes a big difference. Body language, and a lot of times the passion you have for serving others comes through in that portrayal. So we're so grateful for that. We're going to use you a whole lot more. So speaking of that event, the anti-bullying event, we're going to do it again this year, November the 3rd. And we are excited about what that event is all about. It is teaching our young people that bullying is not acceptable on social media, at school, at home, any place. And we partner with Commissioner Peggy Chowdhury, who I dubbed the People's Commissioner in Osceola. And it's an amazing event. And there were several hundred people there. Plus, did you see the prizes we were giving out?
I saw the prizes. I was a bit jealous, but it was joyful to see the smile on those recipients' faces, and that you guys are able to do that other organizations partner with you to see the great in what you're doing to be able to give those prizes. It was amazing. It
is a great partnership with Walmart and lots of other people that come together civically. But we give away computers and iPads and game systems and TV. It's just amazing. And the whole idea is to get people thinking about this bullying issue that we struggle with in our society. So thank you for being a part of that. I know we'll probably be seeing you at our Thanksgiving, where we give 20,000 meals in one day. A lot of times we have food distribution. As a matter of fact, we have one coming up right now this Saturday in Osceola. And we even have a senior prom with the 319 seniors that live in our Catherine and William Booth Towers. And speaking of dancing, I know you like to do that. We're going to need your help because they've only had the captain here trying to do it, and it's miserably poor.
Well, the one we had, Captain, you missed the fun. I believe you were probably hiding because you didn't want to do the wobble, but they did the wobble at the last one. We had a great time. When I tell you, to see the energy that your seniors have. And I think it's because of the joy you guys bring, keeping them active, the programs that you're doing. Thank you for that, because one of my passions are my elders. Like, I lost my mother when I was 19. So the elders just bring me so much joy. Just like hearing the history that they can give and just seeing them want to be involved and loved in the love that they give. Like, at the prom, I was just serving them, but they were so appreciative. And those are the things that make you want to volunteer. Those are the things that makes me, because with the Salvation Army, what I love about volunteering with you guys, there was this movie called Robots, and there was a line in there that says, find a need, fill a need. Like, you guys fill so many needs. Like you said, you deal with the homeless, you deal with the elderly, you deal with children, the homeless, food scarcity, bullying. There are so many things that you touch, economic development for Angel Tree and things of that nature. So those things are very important. So that is one of the reasons why I love volunteering with you guys. I've been volunteering with you since I moved to Florida in 2004. So just the fact that you can touch so many facets. I remember there was a time there was a literacy program that was started. So you guys touch so many facets. So you can't find many organizations that can say that. And that's what I love about Salvation Army, and the reason why I give so much time to you guys. And whatever you ask, I'll try to do it because of that. So I want to thank you guys for having that broad mindset of trying to help. Because I know sometimes when you get too broad, it doesn't allow you to make the impact, but you guys have such a broad spectrum of the help that you give to the community, the world in general, but you do so well at it that you're able to.
It takes people like you, though, to make, because we can't do it by ourselves. Yes. You are the army behind the army. Our mission statement is to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. I could stop right there and be fine, because I'm an ordained minister. My wife is an ordained minister and a commissioned officer. And our purpose for what we do is to let people know about the love and grace and mercy of Jesus. We do it through serving suffering humanity. We love inclusively, and we serve without discrimination. So if we tell you about Jesus and you don't accept Jesus, we're still going to feed you and shelter you. We do want to help people try to find some kind of a spiritual connection, because when you wake up that spirituality in your soul, you're much more of a complete person. And we see that in you.
Yeah, thank you.
So what do you do for a living?
Well, my background is in contract administration, so mainly the quasi-legal field, as I like to call it. So I just negotiate contracts for, mainly my background is in healthcare. So that is one of my things, but my passion, is just so weird. My ultimate passion is giving back, as many can tell, but I also like organizing. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why I like to serve. I love organizing, and I like seeing and the problem solving. Part of organizing is having a mindset of problem solving. You want to get to a solution. So I think that's why I love volunteering, because I see a problem in the world, and being able to volunteer helps penetrate those solutions.
You come up with that solution.
Exactly.
And that is, we are an army. So yes, we're fighting lots of battles on the front line. We are trying to find solutions to this massive problem of not having enough affordable housing. Homelessness is growing. The other day, a lady showed up with 5 kids living in her car. Wow. And the dog. We were able to find her some permanent housing. We have programs like Pathway to Housing, where we have 20 families who are homeless right now, and a year to 18 months through the Pathway of Hope and the Pathway to Housing, they will be turning the key in a home that they own.
Wow.
And so what you do as a volunteer on many levels, not just being the mascot, you're our favorite person to be the mascot, but you bring to life a lot of those things, and you bring passion. I think the most important thing to be successful in anything you do is passion. For instance, my wife and I don't get paid much at all. We left very lucrative careers to become Salvation Army officers and ministers. We don't get paid much, but you can see, the listeners can't see, but you can see I haven't missed any meals. And we do it because it's a calling. But what drives us is the passion. The passion to bring hope to people who've lost hope. The passion to give a voice to those who can't speak for themselves. And social justice is a big part of who we are. And we see that in your life. So whenever you portray being a mascot or whatever you're doing, the passion comes through. And I believe passion is contagious.
Yes.
So, and a lot of times when people come to our doors, if we can't give them everything they need, because there's a limit to your resources, they'll cuss us out, they'll throw things at us, they'll treat us badly. But we recognize they're in a broken state.
Yeah.
And we have to stay above that and try to show the love of Jesus and let them know we understand you're hurting. We understand you're angry. And then there are addiction and mental illness issues we're struggling with. But when you put on that costume, my pal Sal, you come to life. I don't know, maybe you lose all your inhibitions. I don't know. Tell me how that feels when you put that costume on.
You know, it's like being transformed into your own utopia of happiness. Like, that suit is my place of happiness, because like I said, I was amazed. I'm like, a mascot, as an adult, when we see him, even when you see him on the sports mascots, you're just like, But when
unless it's a Georgia Bulldog.
Okay. But it's like to see the joy on kids' face. It's hard to explain. The best way I could see it is if somebody surprises you with your favorite candy bar of somebody you haven't seen in a long time, just to see the kids wanting to take a photo with you, wanting to be around. And then I had adults that want to do it as well. So it's like a place of happiness. Like, people tease me because I don't like photos and things of that nature, but I could just be me, take pictures, and bring joy to people, and they don't know who I am. So the fact that people are loving on a mascot or a person you don't know who you are, and you don't really talk to them, but just the joy it brings them and the love that they're feeling, and you feel it, it's like transformative, like I said, in your own utopia. And for someone who has a servant heart, I came from a woman who didn't have much. I always tell people my mom had a 7th, 8th grade education from being in Mississippi. Back in those days, you dropped out of school to help with the family, but she had a 7th, 8th grade education, but she functioned like she went to Harvard. So coming from, I didn't come from we didn't have much, but I didn't come from mediocrity. Mediocrity was not allowed. And she taught, and we had to take of things that the Salvation Army does and other organizations, food pantries and things of that nature. So being born in that and raised, it's like it made me want to give back. So growing up around my mom and growing up in that scenario, it made me want to have a servant heart. And it's funny how you mentioned that, when people are going through things and the different things that personalities that you have to encounter because of what people are going through, serving helps me with that. We all have our issues and our downfalls, but serving gives me joy. So I would encourage anyone that if you're having a bad day or anything, that is my escape. Like, when I'm having a bad day, I'm finding somewhere to volunteer, because when you don't focus on your issue and you're giving back to other people, that can bring you joy. So if you've never tried it, I would say come to the Salvation Army. Now, me personally, I know everybody can't be like me. I do a lot of organizations. I'm with TGI, which is the Greatest Investment Empowerment Program, Space to Grow, which is a grassroots organization where we help battered women. I'm with my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta. We do so much work. So I'm a part of a lot of organizations that serve, because again, servant heart. But if you're looking for something to do to get out of a woe is me, and you're having issues and you just want to do something bigger, like, yeah, you have a whole bunch of things you can do. Work out, some people sleep, but if you never tried volunteering, try it to see the joy that you put on other people's face. That is the ultimate joy for me, is seeing that smile and knowing that I helped someone solve a problem. It may just have been a small problem, Captain. It may just have been for that moment when I'm helping a family register for Angel Tree. But the fact that they're so grateful that they know their child is going to get something, I take that with me and I let it expand throughout my days and weeks and things of that nature. So it's like, if you're looking for something to do, whatever, that's what I love about the Salvation Army. It doesn't matter what your passion is. You guys have a program that person can probably serve. If you want to, like you said, help someone learn more about the Word of God, they can come to your Bible studies and things of that nature. If you want to work with kids, you have volunteer opportunities that you could probably help in the daycare, help cook food, help with the homeless, help with the elderly. So that's what I love about the Salvation Army. And I encourage people to come volunteer, see the programs that you have to help spread, because like you said, right now, the crisis of homelessness is
well,
just...
I want to point out, this is not scripted. This is just us talking together,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And you've hit on some incredibly, massively major points. And you're not an ordained minister, but you just preached a sermon. And I thank you for that, because you're talking from your heart and what you're talking from your experience. And that's right. When we get outside of ourselves and we help others, that's when life matters more. And if you're struggling with a problem, or you're depressed or anxious over something, going out and helping someone else and putting your hand forth and helping other people takes that focus off of you and brings it to others. And it's very healthy. And indeed, Jesus said in Matthew, if you give a cup of water in my name, it's as if you gave it to me. Well, I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Anita Newsom, she is one of the best volunteers, and we're so very proud of you. And we thank you so much for the time that you invest. And I would dare say that every moment you give, God doubles or multiplies for you in other ways. So if you want to help the Salvation Army, you can check us out. We have a Salvation Army Orlando app, as a matter of fact. You can download our app and find out a lot about us. You can go to salvationarmyosceola.org, salvationarmyorlando.org, and find out more than you ever want to know about the Salvation Army. And you'll see some cute pictures of Anita. You may not see her face, but if you see my pal Sal, our red shield, you'll know that she's the one dancing around and having a good time. Anita, thank you. And I pray God's blessings upon you and your family and all that you do. If you want to help us, come on and join us. We are an army. You can be a part of that army. SalvationArmyOsceola.org, SalvationArmyOrlando.org. God bless you. May this be your best day ever.
Behind the Shield is powered by News 6, United Way, City of Orlando and Orange County.